Hello everyone, TARDIS Guy 123 here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the first ever Doctor Who serial, An Unearthly Child. Now, this story is split up into 4 parts, and the first one of which is really good, the second, third and fourth, not as good. Yeah, basically, it stars William Hartnell as Doctor, William Russell as Ian Chesterton, and Carol Ann Ford as Susan, and Jacqueline Hill as Barbara. So yeah, let's get right into it. So basically, the synopsis is 2 school teachers, Barbara and Ian, follow their pupil Susan home, where they go to a junkyard, where they find a police box inside and meet an old man called the Doctor, who is Susan's grandfather. And then they go into the time machine, the TARDIS, and get transported back to the Stone Age, where they meet the tribe of Gum, who basically want fire. The Doctor and whatnot can give them fire. And yeah, that's pretty much all. They spend a lot of time capturing the cave, they escape, they get captured again. It's not the best, it does have quite a lot of problems. Yeah, anyway, I think first thing to note is that Doctor is quite different in this. He's not the character you expect him to be. He's quite prickly. He's quite a prickly old man. He's not very nice, not very charming at all, like he is later. Yeah, I think that's one of the strong points of William Hartnell's Doctor, is that he develops as a character quite a bit. Yeah. But yeah, he's not totally grumpy. He does seem to be enjoying himself. He does have his iconic laugh and whatnot. He's still very recognisable as William Hartnell's Doctor. Maybe not as the Doctor as you would later know him as, but the hero and whatnot, but still. And that's displayed even more by when one of the cavemen is injured, Ian, Barbara and Susan, well, mainly Ian and Barbara, Susan's kind of in the middle. They want to help him. The Doctor says, no, this is our chance, we should get to the TARDIS. Because the other 3, namely Susan, that's keeping him from going back to TARDIS by himself. So, yeah, so they do that. And this fades out over time. I think by the end of the Edge of Destruction, he's kind of becoming a character, you know? Yeah, that's a different story. Still, by the end of this, he's not totally mellowed yet, but still, that was the original idea. So yeah, anyway, the first episode is great, I think. The sets are very good, and it's something I can watch over and over again, really. It's very enjoyable. It hasn't got any monsters or villains in it, but it's just, yeah, I think the acting is great. I mean, there's only really 4 main cast. It sets up the mystery quite nicely, which is kind of lost in later years. Because, I mean, who is in the title of the show? So you expect it to have loads of mysteries and whatnot, but yeah, but at the start, there's quite a few. You don't know who the Doctor is. You don't know who Susan is. Susan is probably the central character in it, actually. Well, in the first episode, at least. Not exactly its central character, but she drives the story in a way. Yeah, it's her kind of like the mystery of her and whatnot, really, which leads into the mystery of the Doctor. Yeah, and then you have Ian and Barbara, who are some of the best companions. They're just normal people, you know. You can easily imagine them just walking down the street or something, and they just get pulled into this world. So yeah, that's quite cool, I think. In fact, the whole sets on a whole, not just in the first episode, but in all 4, they're quite good. They're quite realistic, really. you do feel quite enclosed, even when you're supposed to be outside, but I think that's just because, well, they couldn't really go outside and whatnot. I think it's very atmospheric. It almost feels a bit like an alien world, because it's so far in the past. But, yeah, and I think they use similar setups for alien worlds and other stories, but yeah. So, I quite like that aspect of it. Things I don't like in episodes 2 to 4 are very tedious. The cavemen seem quite silly in a way. It's hard to take them seriously. And it's just very tedious really. You have quite a lot of odd moments. Yeah, just not the best really. I mean, it does have its moments, them episodes, but just some characters are quite odd. Like the old woman, that's literally what she's called. She's only called the old woman, and she dies and whatnot eventually, but it's just quite odd, her character. Her motivations are a bit all messed up. Yeah, that's odd. It's hard to tell who's who at times. Yeah, character motivations, that's the main thing. But I think that's kind of addressed in the story, but it's kind of, because they're quite primitive, they change. I think the Doctor just says they change as quickly as night and day or something like that. But still, it's just not the best storytelling. And yeah, sorry about that, I just got an email. But yeah, anyway, I think so. The first episode, amazing. The next 3, not so much, but I thought it's a decent start for the show. I mean, the first episode instantly draws you in. The next 3, they kind of like push you out a bit, maybe. I think they might have lost. I think it's just not really too great. But I mean, it's a decent story. It's not strictly bad, but it's just not strictly good. So I think 6 or 7 out of 10 for me. I wouldn't really. It's the first episode would be 10 out of 10. The next would be 5 out of 10 each. So they kind of drag it all down. But overall, yeah, I think it's definitely worth buying on DVD. I think it's part of the beginnings box set, well, with the Daleks and the Edge of Destruction. So yeah, it's definitely worth a look, because of course it is the first episode. So yeah, I think that'll do for now. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll be back next week with another review. See ya.